the Rich Dream Show.
Hi everyone. Welcome in to two niggas in a podcast. I mean, it's Black History Month. To two Negroes in a podcast.
Negroes, Black Americans.
I'm just messing with y'all. Welcome to the
Afro
Rich Dream
American.
Show. I am your co-host, Smoke Dog, here with my boy G Face.
So what's up?
Yes, we are back at y'all with episode 11. This is a very, very special episode. It's Love Day coming up. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy day after Valentine's Day to the side chicks and fellas out there.
And one thing that I gotta say before we get too much in it, make sure to get all your side chicks a gift too, fellas. I don't have any, but I'm just saying, if you want to keep that side thing going, make sure to get them.
Tell them from the pre-player manual.
Back in the day, way back. Yeah, get them some candy or something. That's all I'm saying.
That's what's up. Wise words from the retired gent right there, man.
Retired.
Oh, so man, we got a special two guests for y'all today. We're gonna do a little Valentine's Day panel. First, I want to bring out Miss Leah G.
Leah. What's up, man?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you for coming on, Leah. Let me just start off with a little icebreaker. What's the worst date that a dude has ever taken you on?
Okay, so he texted me and he was like, "Hey, let's go to this restaurant it's called Benihana's, and it's like one of those where they prep the food in front of you."
Yeah, I know what Benihana's is.
Now, this was when I was a struggling 17-year-old. I had no money, and I said, if you want to go Dutch, I can't afford that.
Oh, wait a minute.
I told him, I was like,
real one though.
No, so listen. So then he was like,
you was broke, and he take you to Benihana's, and you talk about you gonna go half.
No. He said, because I'm not the one that's like, okay, you have to pay for me. I just let him know in advance. Hey, if you were expecting to split the check, just know I don't have enough money to get myself food.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, take heed. This is a married woman.
Thank you.
Married woman saying that.
He was like, no, I got you. So cool. We get there, check comes. He looks at this and goes like, yeah, we're going to have to get back there and wash some dishes. I said, what are you talking about?
Time to bust some dishes up, man.
He was like, yeah, I can't afford this right now.
Oh, he was serious?
Yeah.
Benihana's is you. I mean, we all know Benihana's.
I said, sir, I told you I can't. So that was my whole thing was like, I prepped you before and you told me this. So that was like one of the worst dates I've been on. I got in my car. I mean, I paid for it. My account went to the negatives, but I paid for it. Never talked to me.
That's some real though, right there. You ain't got time to be washing the dishes.
Yeah,
okay. That man said we're gonna have to go back here and wash these dishes, man. God damn.
That's rough. Before I give it up to our next guest, I want to take a second, recognize our sponsors. Appreciate the Now Legacy Network for putting us on. And we're sponsored, of course, by Rich Dreamzz Apparel.
Sir.
We'll have QR codes with links to where you can get your merch running throughout the show. So make sure
this is the actual Valentine's Day sale that we have going on. So those prices will change tomorrow night.
That's it. So make sure you get them right in time for the holiday, man. If you need a last second gift, we got women's short sets. We got some nice hats if you want to get something for a fella. Great gift.
Sweaters,
all
bomber jackets. Yep.
Get your Rich Dreamzz Apparel. So our next guest coming on to us, she is a social media influencer. Appreciate her for coming on, Miss Joyce Mack.
Joyce,
what's
look at it with all the in the background, man.
Appreciate it. Look at the flowers in the background. Did some ladies come sprinkle those, or what's up?
It's a fairy. It was a fairy.
Oh, okay, bet. Let's do a little icebreaker with you, Joyce. What is an automatic no-go for dating for you? Like something you just will not tolerate. Number one pet peeve.
Number one pet peeve, not answering
Not answering your what?
my questions.
Oh, okay.
But do you have a lot of questions? My.
What?
Okay, so they can answer with a lie as long as they answer.
No.
You didn't say it had to be honest.
You didn't. You didn't say that.
Okay, well, answering all of my questions honestly.
Okay.
See, that's
and in a timely manner.
Oh, no.
Oh, so they got to answer fast. Like
see,
they got to.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. I asked was one thing. She gave us a whole list. This is where there's a disconnect.
It's a comma.
See, men work in multiple choice, and you want comprehensive answers. That's gonna be hard.
It's not my problem.
And you do have a point. So with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought it'd be good if we go around. Everybody say what their marital status is, whether that be single, in a relationship, or in a situationship. Mr. Fades, please start us off.
Oh, I'm currently in a relationship. Yeah.
Shut up. That's a good deal for you, brother.
Right. Why y'all laughing? What's wrong with y'all?
Everybody found it funny. Gee, that's crazy.
Funny. No, I'm in a relationship.
I don't know, man. I think that's beautiful, man. Did you already get your Valentine's gift?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, all right, man. Hey, I don't want you to get hurt, man. All right. Glad you got that taken care of. Okay,
I got
good.
Yeah. What about yourself? What about you? You next. What's your relationship status?
Huh?
No, I ain't asked you.
Oh, man.
No.
I think we having some technical difficulties. Damn it. Leah. Leah, you said a wonderful gentleman fixed you those noodles.
Yes, I am in a happy and healthy relationship. What'd you say?
God bless.
You see how them niggas do, y'all? You see how them niggas do, man? You ask them, see, Joyce, this is what Joyce is talking about right here. You ask a question, a simple question, and the nigga just like,
you not Joyce.
Come on, man. It's your turn. Are you in a relationship or no?
I'm in two very thriving situationships. Thank you.
Did they listen to your podcast?
If they don't, then that's why we're not in a relationship. I mean,
that's hard. That's hard. I like that.
I'm just saying.
Dang,
yeah, I'm for the streets though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little bit for the streets right now, just a little bit. But
okay. Right.
Last but not least, Miss Mac.
Yes. Oh, I am in a relationship.
Okay. The way you're looking out to the side, they must be there.
No. No. I was just thinking.
All right.
You was thinking? What you was thinking about?
Life. Yeah, I'm in a relationship. I said yes.
Okay. I said, what are you going to think about? Nah, I got you.
That's what's up. I noticed you didn't use any like adjectives to describe your relationship. Is it happy and healthy?
Yes, it's thriving. It's very it's a proactive relationship. It's very motivational.
That's what's up.
She talk about money, y'all. Anyway. Now that we got that out the way, man, let's go ahead and get to the first topic. Valentine's Day coming up. And I think, Joyce, you had asked us, kind of brought it up. Is Valentine's Day that important? Or would it be so important if people treated their partners, like they loved them so much every day? It seems like we got this weird place put in the middle of February. Like, okay, this is the day you got to show your partner the most love. You got to go all out. make TikTok videos and all that type of stuff. Shouldn't we? I mean, should we aspire to do that stuff all the time?
We should. We don't. I do, but
You
that's because it's
every
a
day is
requirement.
Valentine's Day with you.
Not every day, but at least 4 days a week. Like I like random gifts. I like to give gifts. I'm a gift giver, so I like to decorate. Get hotels and all these stuff randomly. And I feel like for me, it's more special when it's random because like y'all don't be looking for it. So it's like, hey, babe, guess what I got? And it's like a pair of shoes. It's like, oh, thanks. I don't really like Valentine's Day. My parents aren't American, so they don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Okay. Where are your parents from? Where's your heritage?
My dad, my crazy father, is Jamaican. My mom, she's technically Texan. We're going to say she's Texan today. My dad's Jamaican. He does not do Valentine's Day. My mom does it now because her husband likes Valentine's Day. But like growing up, when they were married, they didn't do Valentine's Day because my dad likes to travel. She likes to shop. So they just would do stuff. So for me, I feel like if people just like didn't need to do it, it wasn't a requirement on social media to do it or in your family to do it, and they did it from a good place, it would be way more romantic all the time.
Wow. Hey, I do agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. If you show your partner all the time, when Valentine's Day come around, they really shouldn't be as pressed. So what was Valentine's Day today? Since it's every day.
Today was more of a self-care day. I did my face. I mean, he did something special for me, but we're not gonna talk about that. But today was just a chill day. Right. I had a really busy day, so today was just a self-care day. I did my face, my lashes. It was a self-care day. Tomorrow we're doing something.
I can dig that. So you did the self-care, so he didn't have to do nothing.
Exactly.
Except what he did.
Proactive instead of reactive. Our thing, yeah.
That's pretty fun. We ain't gonna talk about what he did. I
mean, you see the smile. He did it well. So
seems like it. You can't stop giggling, man.
Oh my gosh! Stop it. Okay,
so G, what about you, man? What you think? How you feel, man?
I mean,
should we treat people special like this every day, or is Valentine's Day that one day where you should go all out and you should make sure that your person feels like you the shit?
Nah, I'm with Joyce on this one. I think I'm not a big holiday person, anyways. I think, of course, it's just used to make money, But like I say, if you treat it, I don't think people would emphasize it as much as you treated, your woman or your man, as as if you appreciate them or you love them or whatever. If you treat them like that on a regular, then I don't think, would emphasize, doing stuff on Valentine's Day or getting gifts as much as they do. I mean, it's pressure, like from like Joyce said, like from the internet and just seeing people post their gifts or post what they're doing on Valentine's Day. It's, that put pressure on some people. But if you're doing it on a regular, it shouldn't really matter if you're doing it on Valentine's Day.
Exactly. So this year we're gonna boycott and we ain't doing nothing because we've been doing it the other days, right?
Yep. But you know what? I already
had, brother. You wavered. You weren't strong.
Oh, listen. I already had plans set. So we can't go back on them plans, right, y'all? We can't make plans and go back on, right? So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But next year, I'm with you.
Yeah. That man gonna get kicked out of his house. Leah, how do you feel about the topic here?
I think that I will take any excuse to talk about love, to be mushy gushy. So granted, I do make sure I'm very, I make sure that I show love and affection on a daily basis or to the best of my ability. But I also think it's just something to always look to me. I'm always trying to look forward to something. But again, it's just that excuse to make sure okay, we're going to talk about love. And then also the fact that I try to tell people Valentine's Day doesn't have to be spent with a romantic partner. Last year, I spent it with my girlfriends, and they call it like Valentine's Day.
No
But
doubt.
any excuse I have to make it an event, I'm gonna use it.
So you just wanted to be more about showing love in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in general to anyone. I was, like I said, I was telling my class today, I was like, you don't have to have a romantic partner to show love and appreciation for someone, because I do think sometimes we take a lot of relationships for granted, especially if it's like a mom or dad or uncle or grandma who's like raising you, right? So I think it's just an important day to remind people you can love and show it to anyone. Like I said, I'm all for excuses.
No, I get that. Like when I was a younger kid, when I was back in the Gap, and I was like, "Oh, girls, ick." Valentine's Day rolled around, I'll be looking at my moms and my grandma, be making sure they get them a little box of chocolates or something like that.
No doubt.
I can definitely understand it. I like that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go on the side of Valentine's Day, because whether we like it or not, people make it a big deal.
Exactly.
So I think you gotta at least step it up a little bit on the Valentine's Day, from the normal run of the mill showing love and affection.
So it's like what me and Joyce said. It's like a thing where it's getting boosted by the people more so than, you know what I'm saying? Like you looking at other people being like, damn, well, they did this for their partner, and it. So that's what you saying. Like that's kind of where you're coming from. Like you have to step it up.
Honestly, yeah, you got to, because it's just, if not the thing, and how I'm placing it is, I empathize with my partner, whereas like, okay, I don't want her having to be watching other people do all their stuff and be feeling like she left out. So of course, if you and everybody around you is getting stuff done for them, of course you're gonna have your stuff done for you as well.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like that might not be the best thing of the year, because I'm a spur of the moment, how I feel type of person. So the best thing of the year might come later on, just like when I'm feeling like in the summer, when I surprise you with that trip or whatever. But for Valentine's Day, you're gonna get your flowers or whatever, so you can boost up your page, all this stuff.
Boost up your page. Okay.
I'm just saying, man.
Give you some light, huh?
Social media is a part of our life now. So whether you like it or not,
yeah. People say they don't do it for the gram.
Yeah. We definitely want to share the good parts. And like I said, if we get flowers on Valentine's Day, you best believe I'm gonna let everybody know.
Yep.
I got my flowers.
Look, people say they ain't doing it for the gram, but everybody still be taking them high definition photos. Ain't nobody taking Polaroids no more.
Right. So so Leah, you doing something for Valentine's Day, right? Y'all doing something? You say
over the weekend. The weekend.
Joyce, what are you doing tomorrow? Y'all got something planned?
This weekend.
The weekend. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna take my lady to Pangea. Y'all heard of Pangea? Joyce, you stay in Texas, right, Joyce?
Yeah, I stay in Frisco.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure she know about Pangea. I'm taking her out there. But Ryan, are you doing anything for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, this weekend, like everybody else.
Oh, okay. Which one? You gonna take both of them, or what you gonna do?
We don't need to worry about the order. Just know there'll be some events this weekend. Gotta worry about this next weekend. We're gonna be all right.
All right. I got you.
Moving right along. I think the producer, if you want to just scroll down the next topic, man, we'll just see if we can pick something out of order here. And while we're waiting on that, let's go around. What's everybody's sign? Since that apparently has a lot to do with nothing. I'm gonna start with Leah, since I feel like I've been putting you last. What's your sign, Leah?
Dude, I am the absolute definition of a Leo.
Okay, I don't think I really have heard about the Leos.
What?
Strong, very strong-minded, and very like bold. Is that in there? Okay.
Stubborn, hard-headed. I can name my flaws all day. But we're great to be around. Okay. And I mean, if you have to have people in your life, it'll make it better.
All right. And what's your partner sign?
He's a Virgo.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes.
I know
Interesting.
why I said ooh because I don't really know nothing.
Actually,
about
those are really two compatible signs.
Ah, shit.
From what I've read, and so far we've made it work. We are like the complete opposites.
Mm.
So
Sometimes y'all feel those, feel those holes and with each
More
other.
laid back type thing.
it's an interesting dynamic, but
Okay. I
we
can
make
dig
it
it.
work.
All right. Let's go with Joyce. Joyce, what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
All right, my best friend is a Taurus. That's
My
nice.
best friend's a Taurus.
Taurus are awesome. We're awesome. I love Leos, by the way. I love Leos.
Can you? So you could tell before you even like. How do you know? Can you feel the energy of when Leos are present?
Leos, Geminis, Virgos, and Sagittarius, I usually can identify. No one else though.
Okay. What's one of the traits that you have that you feel like helps you in a relationship of your Taurusness?
The trait that have that helps.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I'm goal oriented. I feel like a lot of the times men assume that all women just kind of just go with the flow and don't have like they're not organized or they're not used to women being organized. But for me, like when I get in relationships, like I like to make it's gonna sound so weird, but like kind of like a planner and like see what their goals are, what my goals are, and if you can't answer certain questions about your goals, then I'd be like maybe you should wait before you date me because I know where I want to be, and that usually attracts.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why the dude I'm dealing with likes me. He likes the fact that I have goals and I like nicer things. So it's like I gotta work for the things I want to buy because I shop a lot.
Okay. So you hold yourself accountable and in turn kind of helps them hold themselves accountable for their goals as well.
Exactly.
I like that. I mean, as far as partners go, you probably want somebody in your life that's going to be an accountability partner. That's what people say about a lot of areas as far as work, working out. Everybody want a gym partner, everything. So, Mr. FaZe.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go to you
What's
yet.
up?
Switch
What's
the camera back, producer. I wanted to fake you out. I'm going to go with myself. I'm an Aries. The Ram. I think what I've heard about me is I'm hard-headed. I'm impulsive at times. And then my mates are Leo and a Sagittarius. Anybody got any questions?
None.
Nope.
What's up?
Self-explanatory. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, G, what you got, man? What's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius. I've of course stubborn. I think that's one of my traits. What is it? Not as considerate. What is my other one? What's my other one?
Yeah, put my feelings to the side.
Adventurous. Adventure, huh?
Yeah, put my feelings to the side a couple times, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I apologize, man. I apologize. But now we adventurous. I don't know how I think my girl's a Gemini. I don't know.
When she born?
Like compatible. Her month is when she I think it's July.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anybody know what moon or sun that is?
Don't do that, yeah.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you got the moon on there. What's her? Is it a different moon or sun she got, or what's up?
No, it's just the fact that he ain't know her birthday.
It's June, bro. It's June. It's
And you
June.
said June, July.
June.
And they were all the months.
I'm gonna let the comments.
I did. It's June. It's June. I always get them. They both start with a J.
Final answer.
June.
Okay.
Juneteenth. June.
Okay.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
That's all right.
See?
Shut it down for the sister.
But yeah. That's me, bro.
All right. Before we keep up with you, let's move on to the next topic. Go ahead, producer. I think it is. Would you say dating is pointless these days? A lot of times you hear on Twitter, people go, "Oh, the dating pool has pee in it." There's never instant, debates and people's probably some stories that they should keep to themselves about how women are just terrible experiences that they had, and men are just the worst. all narcissists and just horrible people. Can't believe they wouldn't raised by wolves. Um, since everybody's in a relationship, of course, we're not out here dating looking for people. Um, what's the longest age of relationship we got? Who's anybody over 2 years?
I mean, with an ex, does that count?
Oh, I meant like in your
Yeah, I
current
mean,
situation.
yeah. What, right current? No,
Oh,
Yeah.
current. No, I'm
not
yeah, no,
currently.
not
Okay, everybody pretty fresh. So before you found your person that you with now, G, do you feel like you were having success with dating? Um, was it like a situation where you really had to narrow it down before you got with the person that you're with, or was it just easy? Like, damn, finally somebody that's not
Not
like a L.
mhm. Right. So with me, before I started taking like dating somebody seriously, I was pretty focused on my barbering career. I didn't want to. I've been the type of guy since I say about mid 20s. I'm like, man, I want to get myself together first before get my finances in order. Be self sufficient. All of this before I try to pursue something serious with a woman, which is kind of I was single for a while. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I was on, just trying to get
You weren't
myself
talking to
together
any
before.
girl?
Uh-huh.
You weren't talking to
I
anyone?
said I said a relationship, dude. I said
No,
a
I'm saying you.
relationship.
I was just saying you said you was
Yeah, I
focused on putting
was.
yourself
Yeah,
together, so
yeah.
you ain't.
No, I'm talking
You
just relationship. This relationship, I wasn't.
oh, okay.
I mean, of course, I had situations along the way, but um, I mean, once I started looking for a relationship, it kind of came naturally.
Came pretty clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. So you say you were dating, but you wasn't really looking for nothing anyway. Did you feel like you came on to some situations where it's like, damn, if I was looking for something, this could be it, or was it like, I'm glad I'm not looking for nothing because all these is duds?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, of course you're gonna have some duds, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think I definitely probably passed up on some situations that um may could at the time may could have been a good thing. I don't know. But I think I did, but I was focused on what I was focused on.
For sure. I like
Yeah.
that. Let's see here. G, I'm gonna let you choose. You choose next guest. He was good.
Okay. Uh, let's go with Leah. Leah G. Do you think it's pointless?
No, not at all. Now, I was pointlessly dating before I got in a relationship, but I feel like if you date with a purpose, you'll have more success in figuring
Exactly.
out what you like, um, finding healthy ways to establish boundaries with people. But I wasn't doing
Mhm.
any of that shit. I was pointlessly seeing people. It
Good.
wasn't even,
Good.
Mm.
um, but
What advice would you give to a young lady that's trying to date with purpose, but she keeps running across, I guess, the pee in the pool, the guys that aren't working or aren't trying to date with a purpose or only subscribe to situationships or are focused on themselves?
right. I mean, what I personally did won't work for anybody, but it was because I lacked self confidence with myself and I was trying to
Mm.
fill a void
Mm.
that I was attracting the wrong people. So I'm a natural healer and I wanted to build someone up and
Mm.
shape them to what I wanted. So in that aspect, I was attracting damaged people, and you're never going
Mm.
to. And like obviously, me attracting damaged people only led to one thing. It ain't lead to dating. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Right.
so I would say like know exactly what you want and what you're looking for before you put yourself out there, because the aura that you have is exactly what you're going to attract.
Okay.
Exactly.
Uh,
No doubt.
I would
No doubt.
definitely call for some inner self-reflection about exactly what you need to produce in order to receive.
Okay.
No doubt. No doubt.
So make sure you're confident in yourself and what you're bringing forth and the energy you're putting out there so you can receive that same energy back. Because obviously, if you keep running across similar situations,
There's one common
right?
denominator, and
Yeah,
that's you.
that's it.
There you go.
I can deal with that.
No doubt.
Would I say dating is pointless these days? I'm gonna say yes and no, depending on what's your goal of the dating. If you're dating, trying to find this perfect person that comes in and meets this checklist that you got, and that's not gonna deviate, and that's just like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Not this is amazing because you do want love to be amazing, but just like saying like, okay, this person has everything together. They have their money, they have uh the looks of a supermodel, whether it be a man or a woman. Uh, they they don't have any baggage. They never been hurt before. Like just putting those type of expectations on people, I'm gonna say you need to stop it and have a self checkup and realize that hey, nobody's perfect. Everybody in this world has been through trauma. It's just basically, hey, has that person accepted their trauma and done some type of work to try to repair and try to be a better person? And do they align with some of the core values that you have and that you trying to go and set forth for yourself and your family? So no, definitely you got to be out there. You got to date, but just make sure. I think similar to what Leah was saying, you're moving with intent, and that you really giving it an honest chance.
Right.
Can I add something to that? Okay, so there's this book. I only read half of it, but it's called The Science of Happily Ever After. And they talk about how people try to go out and look for the perfect person that they have created a list in their head. And it talks about having 3 wishes or your 3 non-negotiables when dating a person. So if you talk to this person and they meet these 3 main criterias, then it's like, okay, you're someone worth getting to know. They're saying like, don't miss up on opportunities because you're trying to make this perfect person in your head. And because they don't meet 10 things, but they meet those top 3 things, like you're just like, oh, well, no, I'm not going to give that a chance. So that's also why people feel like, oh, I just can't meet the perfect person. So.
I like that. Okay. Man, that's for real though. I mean,
lower them standards a little. That's all.
Not lower your standards.
That's the triggers right there. That's trigger words, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying it like that. I don't mean it like that at all. I'm just saying like this whole list, like just narrow it down some. Like the book said. I'm talking about
the book. Not at all what I was trying to get across.
No, I'm saying the book.
Say lower standards. You cannot say settle. You definitely can't say compromise.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm glad you know.
Miss Joyce. What we got?
Was it before you met your beau? Was it lost hope or was
It wasn't lost. I feel like the men I dated in the more recent years were way better than when I was younger. Because, like she said, I wasn't even sure who I was, so I was just trying to like latch on to something to have something because I lacked things within. But once I kind of like took a break from dating and I focused in, I went to therapy. I would say the last few guys I dated, anytime it ended, it was never something toxic. It was like either a mutual, we've grown apart, or maybe we're not meshing, but it hasn't been as toxic as when I was like really young. Those were very bad. So I don't say it's pointless because I learned myself. Those bad situations helped me learn who I would want to be with because I didn't know who I wanted. So I dated a lot of different kind of men. But once, like she said, once I found out like who is Joyce Mack and who is like this bad bitch within, yeah, I've attracted the men that I feel like I deserve. Because I didn't know who deserved me, so I was settling. I was taking whatever wanted me. Now it's like you have this, and this, and I'm gonna do your list. Like whatever you need, I'm gonna meet your needs. But like if you're not meeting mine, you can go. And that's it.
So you from what you pulling, from what you're seeing around yourself these days, maybe from like friends that you have.
My husband. I think I'm my husband. He a Gemini.
So what you're encouraging maybe young ladies to do is just again get more in tune with yourself first, and then
That-
go for the
If
dating.
you can, because it's really hard, typically as a black woman to do that, because you have to grow up really fast, a lot, being a black woman. So like for me, at 15, I had a car, and it wasn't to have fun. I was taking my siblings to and from school, practice, all that by myself, because my mom thought like, okay, you're old enough to pull your weight. So by the time I was like an adult, I was still kind of immature because I didn't date in high school. I didn't have sex in high school. So I was real green, and I didn't know what I wanted. It was more like, I just need a man because like my friend has a man and she got a baby daddy, and my mom's married, and it's like, oh, Joyce, when are you gonna? So I was just taking in things. But then when I realized I was being a dumbass and I went to therapy, I was like, okay, I know what I don't want and I know what I do want, because I dated some guys, they had good attributes, but they overall wasn't shit. But I was just holding on to hope. Oh, that's another one. Make sure you date. Do not date for hope. Do not date for possibilities. Date for what you actually see. Because someone could be doing bad and make progression. If they're not progressing, whoo, don't waste your time. Don't
Yeah.
waste your time.
Nah, I like what Joyce said, man. She sounds like a woman that can hold herself accountable for her part in it.
Yeah.
So I always salute that, man. To say you went to therapy, and you look within and seeing what the problems were within yourself on why you were attracting these or settling for these type of guys. You know what I'm saying? So I salute that for sure, man.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I think we got some great takeaways from that, man. First, know yourself. Secondly, know what you're looking for in the partner. Definitely got to be somebody that's willing to accept flaws, but also don't ignore the red flags. You got
Nah,
to see people for what they're giving you.
right,
Okay.
no doubt.
So your username says smoke. I don't know if I should just call you.
You can call me Smoke.
I
You
have
can
a
call me
question for
Bro.
you.
That's for you. That's for you.
Okay. My question for you, since the rest of us are in relationships, what would be your 3 non-negotiables when you're looking for a partner?
My 3 non-negotiables. One, you cannot not be driven. That makes sense. Like, um, to whatever you aspire to be in life, if you're not already doing that, um, I can't see lackadaisical nature towards you. I need you to be at least, let me see that you're putting in effort. Like I'm putting in effort in all my areas and all my ventures. Second non-negotiable, I'm learning it can't be somebody that ain't about cooking. Like I need somebody that's gonna cook. That's something that, like I say, I've grown to learn as I've grown in age. I travel a lot, so if I'm gonna be at home with somebody, it ain't got to be like all the time, but you got to be able to know how to hook up a good meal at least every once or twice a week. Um, Third non-negotiable, I do need somebody that's gonna be caring. Um, a lot of these women, I feel like, have these personas that they're just so above everything that nothing phases them. Like, I need you to be vulnerable and emotional if I'm gonna be that with you.
Oh,
That's fair.
that is fair. Emotionally intelligent. We love a woman that's emotionally intelligent.
For sure, for sure.
No
And,
doubt.
and be able to let me be that too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, when I gotta express my stuff, don't brush me off.
Right. Nah, that's good, man. It's good stuff.
Appreciate that. Am I looking for some of the right things? Relationship.
You should be able to find your woman with that list, bro. Yeah.
I should be.
Go to culinary.
But let's move it right along. So we got the next topic coming up. Can people really be friends and have casual sex?
Interesting topic. Interesting
Very
topic.
interesting.
We're gonna have different views on this one for sure. We've been kind of aligned so far, but I think we're gonna have different views on this one.
For sure. Because I mean, as a person that's got 2 girl like best friends that have been strictly platonic, Okay, one has been strictly platonic. I'm gonna say that. I got a girl best friend that's been strictly
Yeah, hold
platonic.
on, man. Okay.
Um, and then when you go into mixing the sex in there, I'm gonna say it can happen. I'm gonna say it's very rare. I'm gonna say it's like a 2% chance that actual work. But is it possible? Sure.
But not likely.
Nah. I mean,
Oh.
on either one of the spectrum, man. Like I I done told you. I don't know if you ever listened, but I done told you. You can't just once you put it all the way in them,
EP.
it's a
Yeah.
problem most of the time. So like
Yeah.
that's on the male side of things, and then we didn't seen these stories, and we didn't seen the screenshots of text messages of how dudes talking about they gonna kill everybody in their family and everything just because they got some, and apparently the splash it clouds judgment at some points in time. So
A lot
I
of
mean, at the
times.
end of
Yeah,
the
a lot of
day,
times.
we animals. We try to put on this facade like we these higher beings, but we animals. And some people, once they get that nature going, they lose all sight of everything. So, like I say, highly unlikely, but it can happen. But for
Yeah,
better
yeah,
to have a
yeah.
clear answer, no, not good. Not if you're trying to strictly be
Okay.
friends.
Let's go. Let's go to Joyce this time, since we went to Leah first last time. Let's go to Joyce. What do you think, Joyce?
Can people be friends and be fucking? Was that the question?
Yup.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, be
it.
fucking
That's it.
friends.
That's it right there. Yeah.
um,
Well, what are the or is it likely that they? Do you think that it's likely that some two people can have that and be
Nah, should they
just
call each
friends?
other brother and sister?
um, I feel like yes. I feel like yes. It just
Okay.
depends on the people and the intent when you start. Like I feel like if it starts in an emotional state, like y'all are friends and one of y'all going through a breakup and y'all just like venting and you have this emotional
Right.
intertwining, I feel like that's going to happen because of how you start. I feel like if it's and it depends how long you've been friends. I feel like if you want to fuck someone but you don't want to be with them, you might as well just like start it early. I don't think you should. I hate when men linger or
Get
girls
cool.
linger around and try
Yeah.
to like so they can fuck. Then that just makes it even weirder because you waited. So now I know like you're emotionally more tied because you know me as a friend, but that's not what you wanted. So I feel like
Okay.
that it can't work most times, but has it worked for me? No, no, no.
You just
Never
it
worked.
don't work. It don't work.
Never worked. Like
So.
the dude I'm dating now, like we were technically friends and like
Mm,
business associates, but we were more business associates than
okay.
friends. But it
Okay.
was like he was so good in business that made me attracted to him. Then I like
Not the
got
business.
close to him, but like I knew very early on of just getting close to him as a friend. I wanted to fuck, so it was kind of like let's just go ahead and do that. We did a little off and on. I left him, came back, and now
Okay.
we're good. But for me, have I successfully been able just to fuck a friend? No, one person, but it was a female, but no man, never a man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
no.
Now,
Well,
in your experience, is it because more of the sexual nature? Is it just because like, oh man, it's like because we didn't had this good sex, I'm probably gonna want more, or is it because of more of the emotional side of things? Like,
I
man,
think the emotional side because if you start off as friends, you know that person more than someone who puts on a facade in dating. Some
right.
people they when they're dating they let out way less over a longer time than if you're just they partner. They'll talk to you about exes, their trauma, their family, everything as a friend. So once you have sex, you already are vulnerable with them. That enhances the vulnerability. That's why I say if you want to fuck, just let that be known. Y'all can be friends after that fuck that one time. You know,
okay.
maybe.
This is an open question, just in random since we're talking about this. If you friends with somebody, like you said, start early and you try to initiate, hey, can we just like smash it out one time, see what's going on, and you get turned
I
down,
don't
can you
think
stay friends
it
after
happens
that?
like that. See, I think this is why you can't really do that. It don't really ever happen like that. Like I
Why
think of
not,
like
dude?
work. I think so. I think of like when you ask that question, it's kind of like if y'all friends already, then there's some type of connection that y'all have, right? Now you bring on the sex, to me that only complicates things. You know what I'm saying? That's why, in my opinion, I don't think, and I haven't, like, if it was somebody that I started off as friends with and we ended up messing around, it never just like went back to how we were as friends. Like
Right.
it just never do, you know, for me, in my experiences. So I think with you already being friends, that's where the complication come in. Now, if it's like some one night stand thing or whatever, if y'all just getting cool but y'all not friends, and you say off the rip, well, let's just have sex. Yeah, maybe it could stay there, but if we friends, I don't think it can really just stay the same as before y'all had sex. I don't think so. Nah.
That's heavy.
Because of the relationship y'all have. Y'all are friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to be like, oh, that's my buddy. You get the flashbacks.
Right.
Yeah, man, we've been cool since. Oh shit. But yeah, Leah.
What's up?
Leah G.
So the question is, I mean, okay, so like, is it okay? We started off talking, and then we're like cool after that, or like we're friends, and then we fucked, and then we're friends again. Regardless, I don't give a fuck. It's cool with me. Um, I've been friends with people that I'm like I've been like talking to people, and then we're still friends even after that. Like, I mean, I will
Okay.
go out and be a wing woman type shit, like.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I just know how to make sure my feelings are detached. But yeah, I mean, like, there's been times where I was like talking
Wait,
to someone.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I heard something very interesting. You say you can actually be a wing woman if it's like
Yeah,
that?
oh my God, yeah. So one of the guys that I was messing with for like 2 years, on and off, we like once I started talking to someone else, he's like, well, like we was out, and then I was like, oh, you think she's cute or something? Because I saw him there, and he's like, yeah, like, you want me to put you on? He was like, for real?
That's the true
Like, yeah,
definition
I
of
know her. Like, I'll put in a good word for you. Y'all put in a real good word for you. But like,
that's a friend with
I think
benefits
he
right
very
there.
descriptive,
but I mean, there's also been instances where like I was messing with someone and we both knew it wasn't going anywhere, and I was trying to help him through other problems, like problems that I was like, ooh, I would not want to deal with you, but we can still, keep doing this until I get bored. So, I
But that's
mean,
true though. At least it sounded like you was very honest in what your intentions was and everything. So, and I think that's the main point that
well,
everybody
if I'm
wants.
honest with my intentions, no, not at all. It was
Mhm.
more so of like back in my prime, I knew how to like I definitely would tell people what they wanted to hear rather
Sell them
than
drink.
rather than be honest with my intentions. Like, especially if they were like, oh, you trying to talk? I'd be like, yeah, but not
Give them the light skin eyes. Look,
Yeah,
yeah.
look, not like that.
yeah, I'd be like, yeah, of course. Yeah. Are you only talking to me? Yeah. Why would you think I was talking to somebody else?
Talking to.
But I mean, so I personally could be friends and not be like the no strings attached things. In some instances, yeah. When my whole thing is like you can't get too vulnerable with somebody, because once you start opening up and you trauma bond, that's what it's called. When you trauma bond with somebody and you start telling them your deepest, darkest secrets, that's when it becomes a problem, because you're releasing those endorphins that making you think you like somebody, but you really don't like them. You're really just bonding off of y'all's pain, and you're like, oh my God, this person's here for me. No, they're not here. They're not there for you.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it gets messy.
So you got to keep it on that strict friend basis.
You gotta keep it on the strict. You gotta just know all the messy stuff about them that makes me think I ain't messing with you. Don't let me know how your mama hurt your feelings when you were growing up. Don't tell me about your first heartbreak, because then you're gonna feel like you can mend it.
But see, you would that wouldn't make that y'all wouldn't be friends then. The question is a friend.
Oh, a friend?
An actual friend.
Yeah, still.
You can do that with an actual friend that's probably told you all the stuff that you was just saying.
Yeah, it's different if I knew all this beforehand and like we
Okay.
just You know, it could be like a one night thing. Like, oh yeah, one night.
Okay, so you kind of opposite of what Joy said, because Joy was saying it's better if you kind of get in before all of that, before you too close. But you think it's better if you close, because then you like, okay, hey, we know we just friends, but hey, we just had this one little occurrence.
I mean, either way.
What if it turns into an ongoing thing, though? What if it's an ongoing thing, not just once?
How long? I think the time matters.
Okay, let's say y'all, on occasion, y'all messing around 3-4 months, maybe once a week, once every other week, not once a week, once every other week for 3-4 months.
That's only like 8 times. That's not a lot.
Okay, but I'm just saying it's on occasion though. I'm saying, could you still be friends with somebody that you having sex like that with?
I think it's different for everybody.
Okay,
that's a fact.
Okay, Joyce, what do you think?
From my experience, it's cool at the beginning. No, listen,
I got you.
Again, like you said, 3 months, it'd be cool, but then it's like, I was type person, like if I'm single, like I'm gonna fuck when I want to fuck. So it's like if you like when I was, I don't want to blast him. Hey, he gonna know this him. But my last time with my homeboy, it didn't work out because he wanted to be with me and I didn't want to be with him. But like she said, we were too close. Like, I shouldn't have had sex with someone this close to me because we knew about childhood issues and mommy and daddy and sisters and brothers, but we didn't. I wasn't attracted to him like that. Like us having sex was sincerely on some like spur of the moment. You're an adult. I'm a consenting. Let's just do it. Like on my end, like I didn't have anything outside of sex when I had sex with him. But like after we
needed that itch scratch.
Yeah, after like 3-4 months, then there came, the different energy towards me from him and the like future, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, buddy, slow down.
Oh boy, what are you talking about? Like, no. No, but I feel like if it's something quick and you in and out and it's a couple times, then cool. But like she said, if you're someone who's like, I feel like an Aquarius can't do it. I feel like they're very emotional, so I feel like they can have sex with their friend like once, they can't do it twice. But like I could do it like 20 times and we could still be like, that's my partner. But I don't know.
I got you.
Thank you.
I just haven't had that. I haven't had a situation like that. Well, I'm in a relationship now, so it's no situations. Let me be clear. But
emphasize.
Let's be clear. But no, I never had a like that though in the past. Where we was able to just be friends, and then it turned into a sex thing, and it would never stay the same. Never stay the same.
And that's because
I mean, maybe some things that maybe I said some stuff, but but it just wasn't the same actor.
So I'm guessing what you're saying is this was always on the other party's end, as far as catching like feelings type thing, or what made it not be the same?
On my side, it would be, get more questions, maybe a little attitude here and there if we didn't talk at a for on certain days, like we went a few days without talking, a little attitude the next time we talk, and then honestly that ruins everything. It ruins it ruins the friendship, because it's like, nah, bro, we didn't have sex, now she tripping,
because when we was buddies, we used to talk every day type thing.
Exactly. But it was crazy. I know, I'm not saying that that's only women that get like that, because there's some some tender ass dudes out here that nah,
some would say more so than women.
He can tell you about them, huh? The last
not right now.
Nah, man. It's some dudes that that get kind of tight. Oh man, whoa, damn, you hit me up, and I hear from other females, friends or whatever, that dudes get tight about that type of stuff too.
No, I saw in the comments today, I was watching some video and the dude was like, because it was a lady and she was like, oh, when he think you gonna catch feelings, And he was like, so we're just, and she cut him off, friends, and turned around and walked away. And the dude in the comments was like, nah, if I kissed you, you mine now. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, so certain things make people sensitive, I guess, as far as like being intimate with people and stuff. So
right.
if you are trying to make sure that somebody is gonna be just a friend after y'all get it down, just make sure you're very clear about establishing what's gonna happen. And just don't leave nothing in the air, because
Yeah.
if you leave it in the air, people pull it down, and then next thing you know, they talking about futures, like Joyce said, or why you ain't calling me, and all this other stuff, man. So just be crystal clear. You have to be kind of, I feel like, more communicative than when you in a real relationship if you're gonna do friends with benefits.
To keep it going, yeah. Keep everything straight, for sure.
All right. And then I didn't even think about this, but I mean, do in a friends with benefits type situations, of course, you have to account for, do you care about other partners in there too?
Like sexual partners.
That has to be communicated. Hello.
Talk about the safety features.
Yeah.
If you can't talk about someone's other sexual partners getting tested and stuff, and you shouldn't be having sex with them. If you can't have a certain, you shouldn't have sex with nobody. But you should definitely know, like, yeah, they're fucking this other person, and take precautions, use protection, please.
No doubt.
She say, please. She say, I beg of y'all.
Please. People just talk about fucking raw too much. Well, like anybody, it's like, I don't.
There's songs about it. Once it's in the culture, it's hard to meet to meet is how they want to do it.
Yeah, that's funny you said that. My old barber say shit like that, meet to meet. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And it's crazy to me though, like how the stigma is too. People will be doing and just will not get tested, like
raw. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
and the whole, if my person's going, I don't have to go type thing. Just for everybody to know, I know we not know sex health podcast. That's not true. People have sometimes dormant effects. Some people just don't show symptoms of certain things. No matter what's going on, you need to get tested. Especially if you're out here being with multiple partners. And especially if you're not using protection. And one of the bigger things since we're talking about sex, I feel like that has been lost upon the culture, or at least some women would say, foreplay. What is the foreplay before the foreplay as far as turning you on with sex? So before we do any type of bedroom intimacy, what makes you want to spin the wheels and say, damn, I want to do this person?
Who going first?
Man, whoever want to go. Who got something to say?
Who want to go first?
Women, y'all be all on the
internet. Quiet now. What's up? Who going first?
This was my question, and it was more so along the lines of like, if you're a romantic, sometimes people want to set the mood, right? They want to have candles, dim. Like if you're like the lights need to be dim, or some people even say like it needs to be an ongoing day thing. Like you need to constantly compliment me or touch my butt or, make me feel like I'm wanted even before we get to the physical aspect. Like I know my friend was like, I like to have an emotional conversation or like, things of that nature. Like get right, like fuck my head before you actually fuck me, sort of thing. So me personally,
but not just put it in the ear.
No, I've never been a fan of that. Doesn't really do much for me. But like personally, if I want like the best experience to where I know like I'll be 100% satisfied, the whole like I guess the whole mood would need to be set. I would I don't know how to like say this without sounding like to put me up on a pedestal and like cherish me and like kiss the ground that I walk on, but essentially make me feel like I'm the best. Like compliment me throughout the day. Like if you trying to fuck me at the end of the day, make sure I know you trying to fuck me by the end of the day. Like don't just come up on me at the end of the day and be like, "Oh, you ready?" No, because I'm not. I mean, I'll be like, "It'll be cool," but I'm not like I'm not like revved up.
Basically,
Revved up before I'm
kind of
revved.
adhere to the love languages. That
Yep.
sounds like words of affirmation.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
Or give me something. I'm a gift person. That's like my number one. And not like, oh, you need to get me a ring or an expensive something. But like the other day, like my boyfriend came in with like a little stuffed animal sloth that he got from Target. And it was the cutest little stuffed animal in the world. And I was so happy. And it's like little things like that.
it ain't got to be City Girl. It ain't got to be a Birkin.
No.
Okay.
No. I don't wear design. No. I mean, I do, but like not like that.
I feel you.
That's not my tax bracket. I'm only a teacher. We both teachers, so we ain't in that the Birkin.
Teachers.
Shout out to you for not wanting things that that you can't feel like you can reciprocate. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
Even though I know the hubby probably worked to give you more than that anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, like I said, I tried. Like we had this conversation today about like what he feels like he has to get me and how that doesn't really speak to me. But like little things, like if you're at the store and because my favorite candy is a Crunch Bar. So if you bring me home a Crunch Bar because you remember that I like Crunch Bars, it's on and popping.
All right. That's what's up.
If you think about me and give me something because you're thinking about me,
I'll be back there like, yeah, that's why I keep a stash of Crunch Bars. She don't even know. In the pillowcase.
I don't know. Niggas are not that smart.
Damn.
Right now.
Hold on, teacher. Man, he's facilitating the youth. He's intelligent. Okay.
I'm not saying he's not intelligent. I'm just saying men and women have a different level of what is intelligent and what's not.
Oh man, different. You're right. It's different.
We talked about this. We actually talked about this.
Exactly.
We said
exactly.
to go into detail, we said that men, well, this is actually what my boyfriend explained to me. Men think in the first dimension. Like they just think they're here with it. As in women
y'all think 10 years ahead. Yeah.
In like the fourth or fifth dimension.
Yeah.
So that's how he explained it.
Damn,
so it's not that y'all aren't intelligent. It's just the fact that like we think about it from every situation scenario. At least me personally, and I know a lot of like my friends think this way too. We think it's from every perspective because I'll get in text like, oh hey, this has happened. Does this mean this or this? Because that's how we think. When all he said was, hey, do you want to go eat? She's like, well, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Obviously not that simple, but just say the lines because men are just like, no, I just asked where you wanted to eat, because they just hear with it.
Yeah, very straightforward.
Yeah.
And women, I will say a lot more analytical, especially with situations. Especially with situations in the past, because y'all spend a lot of time analyzing things that happened various time frames ago where we might even have
men do that way more than women.
Really?
The amount of men that I've met who still haven't gotten over something, or like who still have not healed, not gotten over, who still haven't healed from things that have happened to them centuries ago. I'm like, sir.
Hey man, it take us a while, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I think in turn that's a good thing though, because I think in my opinion on women with that type of things, I think y'all move on too fast sometimes. So
we need to stay in the mindset.
No. I'm just saying, like, if we talking about like if we're referencing like to dating, right?
Mhm.
I think women move on way too fast sometimes. You
I
don't think
think
so?
when,
I don't think so.
I feel what you're saying on that, and not as to a standpoint
What are you
as
supposed to do?
not
No,
as
I'm
a,
saying
not
like
to a
as far as getting
standpoint.
into another relationship.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as
What
getting
is
into another
What are we
relationship.
supposed to
what
do?
is too fast?
Yeah.
Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to
What
heal. Chill on.
what is too fast?
Okay, all right. Let's see if I have an example that I can pull from.
Because I can already
I
tell you the
know.
answer.
No, no. Listen. Now, I was in a situation once where, um, it was this girl I was talking to. We were dating, and I think she had like maybe just got out of a relationship, maybe 2 or 3 months prior to, and now she's trying to be serious with me.
Wow, that is such a short amount of time.
Fast, bro. That's fast.
I
Two
was
or
being
three.
sarcastic. I'm so
No,
sorry.
no, no, no. That's fast. That's fast, bro. You don't
Yeah.
think that's fast, right?
No.
That's not fast,
No.
Joyce. You don't think
No.
that that's
I
fast
don't I,
to
I
get both in a,
hey,
to try
G, I
to.
gotta tell you, look, this goes back to what they said about women being in the future, bro. I asked my ex one
That's too
time,
fast.
like we was talking about stuff, and I said, "Hey, if I pass, how long you think it'll take you before you date somebody else?" She was like, "I don't know, maybe like 6 months." Now we've been dating for 2 years.
Okay.
I can't even get a full year of mourning before she about to be like, "Yeah, that was
Mm-mm.
cool, but
I mean, I feel like if you're a husband, I like if my husband died, it would be way harder to heal from than if my
Right.
boy, because I don't even know if you were going to be around anyways. I know that sounds so
Not
dark,
bad.
but and then like 2 3 months, I feel like if it's not working, like why am I sitting here just
No, no,
sitting
no,
there?
no.
Yeah,
No,
why
no.
would I
What I'm
not?
saying
Why would we let our ex block us from our husband? That's
Thank
crazy to
you.
me.
You gotta
is,
keep
here
it
she
going.
go. Here she go.
That's
No,
crazy.
I'm just saying, like, and see, that's how y'all look at it. But I'm just saying, like, if you just got out of I say a serious relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying it's not too fast to start
Mm-mm.
trying to seriously date in the next 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3
That's what
days.
y'all.
Shit.
Wow.
I know
That's
I'm not gonna do a couple of days. I'm gonna
that's
try at
wild.
least a
Even
month.
2 or 3 months, I think is wild because to me, you're not giving your chance to like you're not giving yourself a chance to completely get over that relationship. I think because I've had situations where listen, check it out.
I
I've
hear
had
you.
situations. I know. I had situations where it's like I get with a chick, she thinks she's good from the last relationship, and insecurities from that last relationship come up in ours. So
Oh,
that's where I'm coming from, where it's like, okay, well, maybe you moved on too fast from the last one.
that's inevitable because let me break this down to you.
It's not though. I don't think it is. Proof.
Women emotionally separate themselves from a relationship way before it actually ends. So that's the first thing.
Okay. Okay.
Two, I feel like you can heal from past things. Like you can heal,
Okay.
but if you are put back, you could trigger somebody and not even know that you trigger someone. So when you put someone back in a position that makes them feel triggered, sometimes they can't control their response. Now, it's on you as a partner to decide whether or not you want to work through this with them, figure out why they're triggered to prevent from happening again, because just because someone's triggered doesn't mean that like they haven't gotten over the last person they were with. It just means they were put back in that situation and their body goes into an automatic response. And sometimes your partner needs to be there with you to help. Like I'm not with the whole thing of like, oh, you have to do things by yourself. No, sometimes that person needs to be in that space with you to help. And that's okay. Like that's not, I don't think that's a problem because I think men will also be triggered too. And it's on
No
us to
doubt.
make sure that we do better to make sure, to help you as well. Like it's a both.
But what I'm saying is, but you said you get triggered out of nowhere. Maybe you believe that you are over the last situation and you get triggered. But I'm saying it still causes problems at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just a person of, man, if I just got out of this relationship, it'll be a while before I get back in one. I want to make sure, like, I'm kind of embarrassed to say how long I went without being in a relationship until my most recent one. It was probably like 8 years, like, no doubt. It's probably like 8 years, but I'll say this: I haven't had any of the same problems or insecurities I had with that relationship, and we've been dating over a year, going on like 2 years. So I guess it's to each his own, but that works for me. You know what I'm saying? That works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you might not have had insecurities. Like my confidence doesn't affect this relationship, but
Okay.
but if the way you communicate, like there's just certain things, like the way that she could possibly communicate and how you respond to that. Maybe you like someone could get upset, or you like those can still, be considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
and
guess
you know, you still got a lot of time, and just because it hadn't come up doesn't mean it won't come up yet.
True.
But a good thing is you might be more in tune with yourself and in tune with this partner to handle those situations better.
Exactly.
So
I think it's really about self, that time of waiting in between relationships.
yeah.
Because you still have to self-reflect and see for me, it helped me to get over certain situations by looking at what I actually did wrong. Well, I can't be on her about this when I was doing this. You know what I'm saying? So just like the self-accountability thing, like Joyce was saying earlier, I think that's what helped me out a lot.
I did go, man. We got heavy on relationships, and we was supposed to be talking about sex, man. Joy, what's your foreplay before the foreplay? Like before anything goes down, what's the criteria that's got to be met? Yeah.
I feel like for most women, it's the same thing. We like compliments. We like to feel special. We like, for me, if you want to have the best experience with Joyce, make me feel like a woman. Like, let me be soft. Like, don't argue with me. Tell me I'm pretty. Call me princess or queen, whatever, which one fits your suit. But like, make me feel like a woman. So then once I get into that, this is for me. I just know once I feel soft, I feel like I can just be a woman, not nothing else with a man. That makes me sexually like more attracted to you because it's like I feel that safe where I can be a woman. Because sometimes I feel like I'm not a woman. I'm an adult or I'm this or I'm that. I'm a business owner. Like sometimes I just want to be a woman and I just want to be with a man. And if you make me feel like you're a man by doing those things to make me feel like a woman, it's going to be great for both of us. But if you're.
Wait a minute. Wait a
And,
minute.
no,
I don't mean
listen,
to
anyone who watches men, if you do something that's simple, like she said, buy a piece of candy, a stuffy. I like sushi. Buy me sushi, a Snickers bar, or
Okay.
curry fried rice. Just take notes, everyone. If you
Okay.
just buy one of those things, and like I like the dude I'm dating, like he sent it to me. Like it wasn't even like we went on a date. He sent me food, like because I was hungry. He sent me money. He was like, "Hey, buy your food." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And so obviously that on top of him giving me compliments, I had got my hair done. So it was just like a lot of him being a man. I just feel like that's what men's supposed to do and how I'm supposed to feel. So like when next time I see him, like I salivate because it's like, where you been? But you have to make it feel soft.
Okay.
So show
So we
that
have to
attention
make
to
y'all
be
soft? We have to make y'all soft? We have to
No,
make y'all
soft. I'm not talking about soft to like a tender one. It's just like
feminine energy.
yeah, the feminine, like be masculine. I know the whole toxic masculinity, all that's a debate right now on Twitter. But like if we go to the core roots, everything, if a man is masculine, his woman will be soft. Because
I
I'm not
believe
out
I
masculine.
believe in that. I
Yeah,
believe
I'm
that.
not gonna try to do like when I'm single, I'm the toughest bitch ever. I talk different. I'm very rough. I'm aggressive as hell. But now that I have a man that I respect, like I respect him more than anything. The fact that I want to respect him, the fact that he tells me I'm pretty, he makes sure if he sees something that he knows I mentioned, he like she said, he'll buy it for me. The smallest things is like, okay, I don't have to be everything. I could just be your woman. So that makes me want to fuck you more and even better because I don't want to lose what you're doing for me. But just rolling over, pulling your dick out, and it's like, yo, babe. Don't be rubbing your penis on me and you ain't complimenting me in 2 days. What are you doing? Like, no, no,
What
no,
you gonna do with these? Like,
nothing. I don't want to get my hand back. No.
I agree with that. I think if it's a guy, a thorough guy, just the aura of him, like it's gonna make a woman be feminine and be soft. Though, I believe that.
One more thing to add: a fresh haircut. Okay, if he need a haircut,
Fuck with me.
not just on me. I know. You got me Chrissy with these. Okay, I ain't even gonna lie.
Hey.
Yeah,
Um, but when he get a haircut and you send me a pic, you already know. You already know.
Mm.
So if you really want it, so make sure all of this is cleaned up, right? Get your lines
Okay.
right. Get your and don't paint. Don't put no spray paint on your head. We don't like the spray paint.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, we don't like it. We know it's there.
We see
So
it.
don't do it.
We know you're not
If you
hiding
have
that
it in your
ball
shot,
spot.
ball spot or not, it'll look. Put a hat on, as long as
Hey.
you can peek the fresh fade through the sides. You good. You good.
Okay.
Don't paint your head up.
So do either one of y'all wear wigs?
I have wigs. I haven't worn a wig in a very long time, but I have wigs. Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to say, you talking about we can tell when y'all got the wigs on. Y'all like to leave those on.
I
Yeah.
don't. Never. Nah, yeah.
No
You
wig.
see me.
Okay. No wig. Yeah.
Well,
She
we
got a
talking about the
wave.
wig
She got
women, I
that
guess,
wave.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't do hair.
Oh, okay. Too
Not
much
at all.
trouble. I feel you. Um, okay, I can dig on that. So Joyce, basically for you was be chivalrous and be attentive, compliment you. Um, I'm gonna say, and then for Leah, it was
Get a
getting to
haircut.
your mental.
That's the number one. That is
Yeah.
the number one. Get a
Yeah.
haircut. Look nice. Look put together.
Right.
So fellas, if you
Close.
yeah, if you got crust on yourself and you ain't you get a shape up, make sure you smell good. Take a shower. Don't just make sure you smell good. I know a lot of y'all like to put on that cologne and ain't to
No, and then
shower.
yeah, what you also make sure you lift and scrub, and then lift
Hey,
again and scrub because
I'm gonna say a shout out to I know a lot of people don't like him, but the late great Kevin Samuel said that exact thing. Get under there, cause like if you can do like this and you don't like the way that smell, you ain't no woman going down there.
I'm
So
Yeah.
telling you, go ahead. You're well. It depends if you single and you bringing ladies in your house. I would say make sure you even go get that feminine wash. The feminine wash will have you smelling right. Don't underestimate the feminine wash products.
damn, now that's a hot take.
That's-
I'm not gonna tell you to get
Come
the
on,
feminine
y'all,
wash.
man. What the
If you do get it, just put it in a man's Dove bottle so they won't be suspect. Just squeeze it in the empty bottle.
Hey,
Wait a
somebody in the
minute,
comments
man.
let me know if that worked, man.
Oh man, that's wild. I never heard that one. Yeah.
It just I'm an advocate. I've smelled it. It smells like roses. Just
Okay. All right. I'll take your word.
You a young lady, you tell us so hey. All right.
mhm.
Feminine wash.
Take your word.
For my foreplay before the foreplay, I'm gonna just say, honestly, if you can make me laugh, I know the typical thing for men is it don't matter anyway. All you gotta do is look at us and be horny, which
Yeah,
in a
that's
lot of
fair.
instances, I ain't gonna lie, it might be
That's a
true.
good thing. Yeah, it's
But,
sometimes.
but
Yeah.
apart from that, if you can make me laugh and we having like just a genuine good time throughout the day or on a date or whatever, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if I
sweet.
said mine, but just peace, man. Like just cool, laid back. You know, if you bring a nigga some food or something, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, too much.
So
We
you
ain't
like
too
a Krishan
complicated.
Rock type of girl.
Who?
A Krishan Rock, Blueface girlfriend. You like them like that, real just laid back.
Not like that. Nah, I don't know what type of laid back she is. That's not laid back. She's super turned. No, no, buddy.
All right, let's see where we go with this. What we get for the next topic? Looks like we looking at how have your parents loved you, determine on how you love or influenced how you love your significant other. That's okay. That's pretty big. Um, they basically say a lot of the trauma that we deal with in our life is from our upbringing, undoing, stuff that our parents might have had dealt onto them that they dealt on to us. Um, so that's very interesting. I'm gonna open up and just say, my mom was very affectionate. I was the only child. Some people would say a mama's boy. So I think when I'm with somebody, I like to show that same type of thing. I like to be. I'm a physical touch, so I like to be hugging, cuddling on the women. Um, I do appreciate compliments being thrown at me when I do something special for somebody, or um, just anything I'm doing. If I got a nice fit on, haircut, um, and honestly, just really being there for them, like in times of need. I think that's a very important thing. Um, just making sure you're in that person's corner above just the regular, oh, I like you, you cute type of thing, the superficial stuff. Being real and being genuine for
No doubt.
them. I feel like that's what was given to me, and that's what I try to project to my dating circle.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
No doubt. Um, I guess I'll go next. For me, it's more so like I notice things through being in my current relationship. I notice things which she brought to my attention that I do without even knowing. But again, like this topic, it starts with your upbringing. I wasn't at times early in our relationship. I wasn't the most affectionate. You know, and she would say that sometimes, and I just be like, it just make me think why am I not? But me growing up, of course, I was always close to my mom. I grew up a single parent, just my mom as a kid, and we was close, but we wasn't really like some people with their parents. Every time they leave them, they say, "Hey, love you." See, it was never really. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times, or maybe two hands the amount of time each other. Um, so we weren't affectionate, but we were close. I noticed that throughout some parts of my relationship with my current lady that she brought to my attention that I wasn't as affectionate, and it just like I said, make me think back to, well, when I grew up, I wasn't, my mom was a single mom. I didn't see a man in the house consistently growing up for a lot of my influential years. So I think, and that's something I try to work on even to this day. It's a work in progress, man. When it's been embedded in you, youngster, and being 33 now, and trying to work my way out of that. It's a work in progress, but I think the important thing is to notice that it's a fault of yours, and just put in the work to try to get it. But I think that would be my thing though. I didn't grow up, in a super affectionate home, and it kind of boil over into some of my relationships.
Wow, that was real,
Yeah.
bro. And
Yeah.
kudos to you for noticing that and taking the steps, to try to repair that, man, or
Nah,
at
no
least
doubt.
show a little bit more uh, to let your girl know that that
Yeah.
that that feeling is there, even though it ain't just expressed in the traditional
Right.
way all the time.
Yeah. Nah, no doubt.
That's what's up. Not all at once, ladies.
Leah G, what we got? Leah G.
Um, just similar to you, I can count on maybe one, maybe two hands how many times my parents have told me they love me or even hugged them. So
Mm,
we are the least physical, affectionate family you'd probably ever come across. But my parents would do any and everything for me. So that's
right.
pretty much how I love people. Like my mom would give the last piece of clothing off of her back to someone if they needed it more than her. And that's pretty much how I show people that I love them. Now, when it comes to like me outwardly expressing how I feel, it's the most awkward and disgusting thing ever. I love, but for me to say it or show you, I will gag. Like my friends even like I remember I was on my phone one time. I was like, I really cherish our friendship. Like I love you, and she was like, that was so like beautiful because I never heard. She's like, we've been friends for 5 years, and I had no idea you felt this way. Like said it out loud. Like I've never. She's like, I never heard you actually say it. I was like, I'm trying. But I think that affects my current relationship because I try to act like a hard ass. And it's not because I'm not feminine, because I am, if that makes sense, but it's just because me trying to like I'm awkward. Like everything about me is like I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, you look so good. It's gonna be cringy. So but I'm trying to work on that because his love language is words of affirmation. And that is
So you kind of having to come out of that shell and be a little bit more vocal at least.
Yeah, but I'm a writer. I love writing. So what we found is this app actually, and it asks you like daily questions about your partner, and there I'm able to like put it in words because I can make the hell out of a poem. Okay, I can make it sound great on paper. But even trying to read it out loud is still just weird to me too. But it's still a way of me to attempt to communicate those things. So I feel like that's probably the biggest struggle. It's like my parents I've never seen them kiss. I don't know how I got here. I'm pretty sure my mom laid an egg because there ain't no way those two human beings were ever sexual.
Not the stork.
Entire life. And to even think that those two had to have intercourse to get me here is just
damn.
Yeah. Could not imagine. Could not. And they don't talk about it either. They don't talk about their love. None of that. I was, so what happened in your past? Shit, I don't know. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, do you plan to be that? Well, do you guys plan on having kids in the future? Maybe
we do. We do.
Do you think you gonna be setting that similar examples? Do you think you're gonna be feeling weirded out, like to kiss your husband in front of your kids, or?
No, I'll probably show a lot more physical affection. What's weird is like I don't know how to like show physical affection without making it awkward. But when like people put their hand on my shoulder,
it was this.
I know you can even just tell. Like, but when people put my hand on my shoulder, like I get this warm fuzzy feeling. Like, oh my god, I feel so good. I wish I could casually touch someone and make it feel good rather than like being a creep and slowly putting my hand out there because like, that's how it would look. But I love being touched. I remember like 5 years ago, one of my best friends, like now when I first met her, she touched my shoulder and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna be friends. I just felt it like right there.
That's all it takes is a touch, man.
So, but the only reason I don't know how I'm gonna be with my kids is because like I said, I'm a teacher now and I'm a tough lover. Like I be on their ass because that's just how I show that I love, because they know that I love them. They're like, Miss Goodwin, I know that you love me. You don't got to tell me. I'm like, good, because I wasn't. And so like, hopefully they always say like when you have a kid, it's this new love that is just undeniable. But if that were true, then my mom would have hugged me. So we'll see. I'm going to try to be different because I don't want my kids searching for that sort of physical love in unnecessary places.
Okay. You think that's going to have a positive effect if you can make sure that they see the expression of love from the people that, is going to be bringing them up?
Yeah. I'm going to tell them that they have to hug me. Like it's going to be a mandatory thing. Like,
there you go.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
They're going to be trained like, okay, I know my mom needs a hug at least twice a day. I'm going to let them know. Like straight up front, like, hey girl, I really do want you to love me. I'm so sorry. This, like, go to therapy about this when you're older, but we gonna try to get through this,
Yeah. Right. And that's the thing, you can always kind of turn that off. when they get into their own relationships, if they don't want to be as physical. But I do think it's a little harder nature when you've never really seen it or experienced, expressive love like that, to just do it without, like you're saying, without it feeling awkward to you or something like that. So
Right.
that's a shout out. That's a good answer right there. Miss Joyce, you say you had the Jamaican family growing up, and it was
Yeah.
probably a little different
Different
value.
from us. Yeah, a
So
little bit.
My dad and mom are divorced. Obviously, I have a stepmom. She's from South Africa, and I'm like you guys. I don't think I've ever seen them kiss. My brother is 20, so in 20 years of life, I don't think I've ever seen them kiss. Like now that they're getting older, they're starting to like cuddle on the couch in front of us. But I still haven't seen them kiss. But like cuddle on the couch, do dates. But they're like old. My stepmom is 45. I think my dad's 59. It's an age difference.
Okay.
Grew up, I don't know.
with the juice.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
grow up with the lovey dovey holding, hugging stuff. And then my mom, she's the other aspect of unaffection because she dated a lot. She's been married 3 times. So I didn't see, like, I saw my mom really happy when she was like in the beginning stages of her marriage, is like really happy, very lovey, touchy, feeling date nights and all that, trips. But then it would just like be an instant switch. So for me, I had a real big fear that either I couldn't be affectionate, or like if I was, like he was gonna get tired of the affection and leave. Because that's what I felt like my mom was going through when I was growing. Because even though she was married 3 times, she had plenty of boyfriends, and it was always the same pattern. She comes in, she's cooking and she's cleaning and she's doing all this shit, and then like next thing you know, it's like new day, new nigga. It's like, okay, she'd be like, next victim. And I'd be like, what happened to him? Like, he was such a good guy. So for me, my biggest struggle, especially being in a long-term relationship, was physical touch. Because I don't know if you want me to touch you, because I can't really read those signals. Like, you need to be hugged or hold my hand. I hate holding hands. Like, I'm trying to get better because the person I'm dealing with is physical touch. And I would say the next biggest thing was being affectionate. I'm better now, but I have a daughter, so she has made me softer. And I know the bullshit I did in the ways I looked for love and affection, because I didn't get it growing up, really had a negative connotation on my life. So since I have a daughter, like I go past my awkwardness to make sure she feels like she is the most affectionate child you meet. Like she comes out of school, she hugs her teachers and high fives people. Like I was never that child. I'm not that adult. But my daughter is, and it really is refreshing to me because I feel like, okay, she might still have issues because I'm still like, I do talk a little aggressive, but at least she's not gonna have to like, like for me, especially since I started sex so late, like so when I had sex late, on top of not ever having physical like touch from my parents, when I had sex, it was intense. Like I was like borderline addict in my head, because it was like it just felt so good to know like someone cared about me and I'm being touched and cuddled and hugged and all the things that come with sex, and the before and after sex of affection that comes with it. So like now I'm better, and I tell my daughter every day I love her. When she goes to school, when she comes home, I tuck her in, all of that. Unless I'm traveling for work, I'm there. But growing up, no, that shit was never seen. My mom, like I said, sometimes, but no, I didn't know what affection was. I thought affection was fucking, and that was my problem.
You basically had the effect like you didn't have McDonald's until you was a teenager, then you had it all of a sudden. You was like, I need more of it.
Yeah, in a sense, but like I said, looking back on it, like I was still scared to have a lot of sexual partners, but it was like when I had a sexual partner, I needed a lot of it because I feel like that was the only way I knew they cared about me, was if we were having sex.
I think that's very common.
Situations, yeah, put me in a lot of fucked up situations, because sometimes I would have a lot of sex with this man, but like emotionally, I don't want to even be here. But it's like I just want to be touched, so I'm gonna keep going on in a situation that's toxic and bad for me, or be bad for him because I wasn't always a victim in relationships, or be bad for him because I just want to be touched and I want to be cuddled. But now I'm better. It's way better.
Yeah. You say you've been to therapy, so you probably worked a lot of that out.
Oh yeah, therapy. Look, I don't care what no one says. My dad is anti-therapy. Like I said, he's 60. Well, about to be 60 this year, and he feels like therapy is kryptonite to the Black community. I don't know why he feels this way. Yeah. He hates me and my sister go to therapy. He hates it with a passion. But I will say, anyone growing in a household that was maybe too affectionate or not affectionate enough, you should go to therapy. You really should go to therapy for any fucking thing. Because
Regardless, yeah, it's
yeah,
mental maintenance. Yeah.
man,
That-
that's
I like that. I feel like honestly, I learned something about myself during having this conversation too.
Mm.
Uh, whereas I saw kind of like y'all, where I did see like the physical affection and the expressiveness of the love. What I didn't see, because my mom was a single parent, I never really saw the, I guess, healthy
relationship.
healthy monogamous relationships. It was always like, I had aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff that was with people, but they was toxic, always arguing. Some even, like hitting on each other and stuff like that.
Right.
Some that was married but ended up getting divorced because of like infidelity and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of honestly might put a little fear on me about trying to be in a real relationship, because it's just so many, I feel like, different variables and factors that cannot make it work. So that might be something I have to work on.
I think it
It's-
definitely affects you being in a relationship. I think about my partners that had at least a father, like maybe a father figure, or like the parenting, the two parent household situations. Like a lot of them, they normally are in a relationship or they're married now. So I definitely think me growing up, my mom, like I say, my most influential years, my mom was single, so I didn't really get to see too much of a two parent household. I would only really see that when I went by, my homie's house or whatever. So I think that definitely affected me as far as early on, and probably I'm sure now to this day. But how I deal with relationships, and I didn't prioritize a relationship for a while. You know, so yeah, those are things like you say you need therapy for. You need to um, at least acknowledge like, yeah, I'm lacking here, or I don't prioritize relationships. Why is that? And try and work on it, or like I say, seek therapy about it.
For sure, for sure. Definitely want to be a big positive advocate for therapy.
Yeah,
I like what we did here. I feel like we did not just pit men against women. I feel like we had some very good discussion and hopefully open some eyes against, just to some things that we need to look for as far as being deeper with our relationships
yeah,
and not so much just surface level. Um, hey, you got a person out there, treat them special. Treat them like you want to keep them, if you want to keep them. And if you don't feel like you're getting that from your partner, first have a conversation, let them know how you feeling. And if you don't feel like they're going to make those steps, or they're not making that effort to make you feel like you need it, move around, do some soul searching, and then reevaluate and get out there in the dating scene. Um,
yeah.
any other tidbits we want to shout out before we go? Do we got the social media handles up here? Let's make sure we get everybody followed. Um, can we get Miss Leah's social media handle out there? Make sure you follow Leah.
Oh, thanks.
Leah, what's your social?
Um, it's Leah Anissa. So like my first and middle name, LeaHAnissa. Leah Anissa.
Okay. And then Joyce.
oh, mine is Joyce _ Mac, JOYCE _ MAC.
Cool, cool.
Simple.
All right. And y'all know, make sure y'all follow us at Rich Dreams Apparel. It's Rich Dreams _apparel on Instagram. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the show. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, The Now Legacy, for putting us on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to them as well. Uh, good show, everybody. This has been episode 11 of Rich Dreams. Happy Valentine's Day to y'all.
Woo-hoo.
Appreciate y'all again for coming on.
Love.